Hi everyone, it's Tuesday at Witches of the Moon, and I am your Tuesday host, Rhiannon. This week we're discussing kitchen witchery. I will say that I'm not a kitchen witch. I am not really a kitchen anything. I can cook. I will cook. I cook for my husband. I can bake. Do I enjoy being in the kitchen? Not really. It's not where I'm the most comfortable. But when I sat down to think about what I wanted to say, I was thinking about, how much I use the craft in my kitchen. There are certain things that I realize that are a part of my everyday kitchen-esque self. When I'm cooking, I always have to have a candle burning. I have ladybugs, which are extremely important to me on my kitchen, or my stovetop rather, because my grandmother was an extremely good cook, and when I'm cooking, I like to channel that because it comforts me if I'm cooking something that she used to cook. Having ladybugs, which were important to her there, is a way of having her in the kitchen with me. So I do that. Goodness gracious. They hear, like, we have a crazy squirrel that likes to bounce between windows, and they're hearing him go between the screen in here and the screen in the bedroom, and so they've lost their minds. He also wakes me up. The squirrel does. Not that you're interested in that, but the squirrel will wake me up almost knocking at the window because it's going back and forth between the two windows in the bedroom. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If I'm cooking, like there's a fudge recipe that I make every Christmas. I am the only person in my family that can make it. Grandma used to make it all the time. No one else can do it. My mother has tried. My sister has tried. My uncle has tried. None of us can do it. So I finally got myself in a place where I was ready to try it. And I feel like there are certain things when it comes to the way I stir. I pull her energy down to use it, and mine has come out every single time for the last 5 or 6 years. I will stir hearts into that. I will stir her name into that. Random things that are important to us, I will stir into that. I will almost have a conversation with her with the way that I stir into that fudge, because you have to constantly stir it. It's 45 minutes, so the whole time I'm stirring things that were important to her into that fudge. So I do use my magic that way. I will not cook when I'm angry or when I'm upset, because I feel like however I feel, that gets put into the food that I make. So if I've had a really bad day at work, or someone's hurt my feelings, or someone's made me angry, I don't want to cook that and give that to my husband. I don't want to cook that and have it left over for my lunch, and then eat those feelings all over again. So I'm very conscious about when I cook. If I've had a bad day, I will send my husband a text, or I'll tell him I'm not cooking. You can either cook or we're going out, because I can't shake this feeling and I don't want to put that into the food, and he doesn't want me to. He's before I realized what was going on, I've actually made lunch for us very upset, and he's actually told me don't do that again. I felt like crap all day. So I mean, he's very susceptible to that. So I don't cook when I'm angry or hurt. On the flip side of that, if you were wanting to, put something back on somebody, I suppose you probably could use your negative feelings in your cooking and make something with that intent and hand that to that person. And then maybe they could feel a little bit of what you felt, or the way that they made you feel. You could absolutely do that. I've never done that. I'm not saying that I'd be above doing that. I suppose, you never do know what you're going to do when it comes to, I don't know, putting that energy out there until you're in that spot. But you absolutely could use it for negative, means. You can anything. You know, that's what magic is. It's light and dark. So you can do that. But that was all I really had. I'm not somebody who cooks a whole lot. I'm not somebody who is like, you know, Gordon Ramsay and can cook with my eyes closed and all that. I cook enough to sustain myself. I cook enough to make sure that I don't starve, that he doesn't starve, the dogs don't starve, because I do make their food. So I mean, I can do all that. I can bake. I do try to incorporate magic when I do cook. I just do not cook often. Or I wouldn't even say often. I cook, but nothing elaborate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, when it comes to things like herbs, I feel like I'm still learning that. So it's not like I, you know, will put certain herbs for certain things in my food to create certain things. I don't do that. I'm not very much when it comes, I don't like earthy types of taste. So I'm still acquiring a taste for tea. So when I once I do that, maybe I'll work on putting more sage in my food. Maybe I'll work on putting, you know, basil in my food. I'm not much on flavors like that. So we're getting there. But you could, you know, you could absolutely use things like that. You know, if you're not feeling well, maybe make yourself a soup and add these things in it that are supposed to make yourself feel better. I do use my teas when I do drink them for those things. Absolutely will do lavender and chamomile tea to calm my mind, to make it easier to sleep, and things like that. I consider that to be a part of the kitchen. Other than that, that's really it. I don't, you know, I would like to know how you guys do. Like, if there are certain rituals that you have in the kitchen, do you have to do, you know, certain scents in the kitchen when you cook? Do you have to have certain music? Because even that's a part of your spirituality. Your music will put you in places. So I mean, I would love to know how you guys do it, and what you guys do. This, just for your information, this is my fairy altar. I thought that you guys would like to look at it. I think it's pretty. The eggs were made from a friend of mine, and they are made from thumbtacks and nail polish and styrofoam eggs, and they're little dragon eggs that she did based off of Game of Thrones. So I thought they looked really cute in that little fairy area. So that's where they are. They're my centerpiece. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. I hope that you guys have had a great week. We were snowed in again yesterday. This is the second snowstorm, but we've gone from 7 degrees outside last night, and it's 64 outside now. I guess that's the perk of living in Virginia. You get spring and winter in one day. It's great. We'll probably all have pneumonia by next week. So I will talk to you guys next week. Let me know what your kitchen witchery is, and I will see you soon. Bye.